So you want to be heard? Fantastic! The main thing is though, you first have to remember to listen. Let's talk about getting heard and speaking. There's a word, hail, that springs to mind. Think of hailing a taxi enthusiastically. If you're not enthusiastic and look dodgy, they'll drive past you like that happened to me last night. However, if you look less dodgy and smile a bit, they may stop. But hail isn't just about greeting people, it's also an acronym. H would stand for honesty, being clear and straight. A, authenticity, being your own self, stand in your own truth. I is actually integrity, so it's basically being trustworthy, doing what you say you will. And L is love, and if you can wish people well and act in good faith, they'll actually want to listen to you. By doing this, you avoid the deadly sins of speaking. That would include gossip, judging, complaining, negativity, lying and blaming. Why would you want to hear this? Now, when you're thinking about you, there's this concept of your inner voice, this inner monologue. But it's important to realize that this isn't actually you. It's not all of you, it's a part of you. And it's there really to help you to think, oh, you should be cautious or fearful of something. And what I would try to take from this is to think of the inner voice as somebody reporting to you. If you were royalty, the king or the queen, somebody comes up and says, "Hello, your majesty, this is happening." And you could say, "Yes, great, thanks," or "dismissed." Now, the point is that if you can manage your inner voice so that it isn't giving you any negative thoughts, then, and you're switching these with positive things, it'll help you to achieve more. You could try this by dismissing the inner voice, just saying that's interesting, or if it's not true or helpful, that's when you can ignore it. And by empowering yourself and training your mind, you can transform that inner voice. And you can also try and make it more powerful if you like, by saying, instead of "I'm this," I'm thinking, if you say "you are doing this," or "Chris Weatherburn, you're doing this YouTube video now and it's going well," it sounds as if somebody else is talking, and we all often pay more attention to other people's opinions, so that can actually be another way of empowering yourself. Now, there's a massive generalism about men and women listening differently. Men tend to want to have a reductive position in which you'd seek a point or you'd seek a solution for the conversation. And when I'm working clinically, that's basically what I'm trying to do. Whereas women, on the other hand, and this is just a generalization, have more of an expansive position in which they're focusing on the journey itself, being with the other person, sharing and validating feelings. And it's important to actually recognize these differences, because it can really help you then listen to the other person and adjust your style accordingly and get that bit of rapport. If we're talking about rapport, then empathetic listening is key, and that's when you're attending and acknowledging other people's feelings. And you could do that by restating what they've put. Feel free to restate or paraphrase anything in the comments below. That would really reflect on my feelings. You'd go, great, somebody's watched, fantastic. And also by summarizing and synthesizing what somebody has said, their experiences, and whilst probing, giving feedback, showing warmth and care, this actually, and check your perception of what they've actually said, this can really empower you with your conversations to have much more constructive dialogue, and the empathy and the interest which could develop into intimacy, trust and loyalty. Really, well, it takes risk. You need to open up and be vulnerable. But if you can do this, and I assure you, people will actually want to listen to you because you've listened to them. And I'd also like to listen to you, Probably the fastest way of ever getting in touch with me is putting a YouTube comment. So feel free to do that, and I'll see you next time.